the world really knows the story of Two Live Crew. I mean, anybody can go Wikipedia that. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about radios from back in the day. Do you remember the first radio you got as a kid?
Oh yeah, well the first radio that I was playing with as a kid was the big component set. It was the big Zenith. You know, when you had the little thing for the 45 and you had the long cartridge and you put them on and they would all play. After one would stop, the other one would drop down.
Oh wow!
And everything was in the component set. The TV was in there.
Oh
the 8-track and the thing,
console.
Yeah, the thing for the records. Yeah, the console.
Yeah, my parents had that.
Yeah. So that's what I remember. The big RCA Zenith. Then you had the rabbit ear antennas on them.
Yeah.
But of course, I had a boombox in my room when I got old enough, got into music. I had a boombox in my room. Everybody had one. My mom bought me one for Christmas one time.
Do you remember the model or brand?
No, mine was gray. Mine was gray, and it had the single cassette. I don't know. I think it probably was. I don't know if it was a Sharp. I think it was a Sharp.
Okay.
But then again, as I had like 2 or 3 of them at like one time.
And were you recording off the
radio? Most definitely.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did. When you started making your own music, did you incorporate the radio into that at all? I mean, do you use it?
Well, only when I would get cassettes, like after a session. And I would go and listen to them. You know, I would use it for those purposes.
When you were already recording?
Yeah, when I was already recording. But then sometimes I would try to record lyrics, over instrumentals, of course. But as far as using the boombox for making actual music, when we were in the studio trying to make records, no.
No, never did. Okay. Let's see. Did you use to dub your own music to distribute it with tapes?
No.
Before you guys got signed or any of that?
No,
you never did. I know that a lot of artists would record their own music.
I've never did mixtapes to this day.
Never
did.
We
always had record deals.
Oh well, you guys were lucky. But I mean, for the amount of physical records that you guys sold, I mean, how many times have you gotten platinum? 6 or 7.
I think.
Do you even remember?
I think we got all in all, I think I heard someone say it's like 13 million.
Oh my God!
Like right about now, 13 million.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, did you used to hit the street with your radios?
I'm always on the street, so whatever I had was in the streets with me.
Yeah.
Radios, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the last box that I had, though, I had a Bose. I had a Bose box. Because Bose were better.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the last box I had, the Bose. And that came with the scrap and the bag and everything.
Yeah.
And had the little thing for the CD. You could plug a portable CD with it. So we used to always take that because that had the better sound.
Gotcha. I remember.
Yeah.
And now, do you know that there's people that collect these things?
No. But I'm quite sure there was always an interest for them.
There's a very large society of people worldwide that are
I wouldn't
collecting.
I wouldn't mind having one.
Well, they're available. This website here, Boomboxery, is a society that I belong to, and you would be welcome with open arms over there because so many people listen to your music through these things now. I mean, people that had the radios back in the 80s and collected your music, one of the 13 million that bought these albums are still cranking that stuff now.
Yeah, because they probably got our stuff on cassette. So
yeah, absolutely. And vinyl,
right.
as you see over there.
And vinyl, yeah.
So now I think I had seen something about you guys having new music coming up. Is that true?
Yeah, we always say we got new music, but probably it never come out.
Oh, you don't think so? Okay. I thought I read that somewhere.
Probably nobody's buying new music from old school artists.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying music
at all.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, I think I got those. Just wanted to keep it short. Thank you very much for
thank you
for talking to us. And
thank you for the magazines. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And when you guys are all down, we'll take a picture with the radios.
Cool, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, DJ Mr Mixx, producer, songwriter, all of the above.
So, obvious question is, back in the 70s and 80s, did you have a radio as a kid?
Yeah, I had a Panasonic. I know that's a Panasonic.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, that almost looked like the one I had.
Really?
Yeah, for sure, because it had the little flip buttons, and I'm gonna show you a little trick on there. If you don't got if you got a cassette, I'll show you what we used to do.
I don't think this one's working.
Oh, it's not working.
Signatures. He's gonna.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I had. I had a Panasonic. I don't know what number that is, but I know.
5150.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy.
You remember these? You remember the same one?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing because the buttons are spring. You don't push. Yeah, the soft touch.
Yeah.
Right, but what we used to do is we would slightly tap on it, would go slightly backwards and make it seem like you're mixing on the thing. If you tapped it, right, if you tap it a little bit, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, man. And then I had in what year was that? 83, 82. I had a Sanyo, big old Sanyo that kind of looked like this, but the speaker the grating of the speakers could come off. It was and it was double. It was a double deck. It had a double deck like up here, and sharp.
Did it have 4 speakers across it?
No, I don't think it had 4 speakers across it. I thought it was a Sanyo. No, it was a sharp, just like what you say. Right.
Incredible.
Yeah, man.
And did you make mixtapes?
At that time, I was just starting to get into DJing. That was like 82, 83. I got my first set of turntables, but they weren't the 1200s at that time. There was, I can't remember. There were Techniques, but I can't remember exactly what name brand they were. But you had to do a lot. You had to be very crafty to use them because they didn't have that much torque. But I used them to record what I was doing, though. I did use them for that.
Okay. And did you distribute your music via mixtapes?
No, at that time I didn't know I was distributable. I was just making the tapes for my own amusement, and then I was in the military at that time. So guys in the barracks, they would want to get copies and different things. So that's as far as it went. At that time I wasn't even thinking from an entrepreneur standpoint. I was in the military, so I wasn't. It was a hobby at that time.
Wow. So many people were kids that were taking music off the radio and making their own mixtapes and distributing it around the world. Were you aware that people were doing that? Distributing even your music back in the day?
Well, yeah, the bootleg stuff with cassette tapes, that did go on. That was before CDs showed up. But, I guess nobody really tripped off it because it wasn't going to really be a clear copy of it, especially with, how much hits it was in cassettes and this and that. But, we would take stuff off of the radio, just like what you're saying. In the early days, we weren't really thinking about, cassettes or anything like that. We were just really just hoping that we could get our records heard and we were getting records pressed up. And that was it. Basically, we were just trying to make something out of nothing, but we didn't know how we was going to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, man, you made something. 13 million sales. That's what I heard.
and counting, as they say. Keep running across different generations of kids that pay attention to our music. And I think unlike a lot of the other rap groups, our stuff was based in party mode. So, party mode is timeless.
Yeah, that's true.
It don't go over no genre of what way you're rhyming or any of that kind of stuff. This is the new style of doing this and that. Dance music, eclipses all of that.
I agree. Now, I had heard that there was new music coming. Is that?
Yeah. There's some stuff that's going to be out in about 30 days.
Oh,
it's
really?
like, Christmas oriented. I don't want to give too much detail on it, but at the same time, it'll be a Christmas thing. And once you see what it's involved with, everybody's going to trip off of what it's involved with.
Yeah. And then, what's your official website?
Official website, Demetrius. What's the website down there?
The official 2 Live Crew.
The official 2 Live Crew.
.com, .ed, .it, .com. The official 2 Live Crew.com.
Okay. And now do you think you're going to go looking for your old radio?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what they That's exactly it. I know that's exactly it. I wonder what it would actually go for nowadays.
These maybe are 250 of these. Oh my God!
I want to see the collage of the stuff that you guys got. How many boxes you guys have?
I have about 65 myself.
Wow.
Yeah, but we just had a meet in Las Vegas, and we had about 100 radios there.
So what was that? What was that event for in Vegas?
That was just for collectors.
Oh, okay.
People came from all over the United States and Canada, and we're finding out now that that's not so rare. There's a whole group of guys that are in Rio de Janeiro that are doing it, and they're regularly getting together with about 100 radios.
My room.
And there's a group in Berlin that are doing it, and also in Eastern Europe. So it's really taking place all over the world, and obviously on the East Coast they're doing it. So people are getting together with hundreds of radios and cranking them up and playing your music.
Right, exactly, exactly. Well, cool. Yeah, man, that's I'm just glad that we're able to still be played and we're on people's minds, things like that. You know, because it's not always like I say, different styles, different ways of doing the rap records. Where 20 years ago you thought Rakim would be around forever, but he's not. You would think that, you know, Jazzy Jeff with the scratching would be around forever, but he's not. You know, things like that. So it's humbling to know that, you know, a dance group that was based off of dance music and rapping and comedy stuff is really outlasting them all as far as being played in the mix of mix shows and things of that nature. We always show up.
Yeah, and the tour is are you planning on continuing right now?
Yeah, we're getting booked, you know, here and there, you know, when it makes sense, you know, like festivals like we're doing here. Maybe in a, you know, super duper urban atmosphere may not necessarily be the thing, you know what I mean? But, you know, we have a lot of different things that we do, like in Texas and a lot of the Hispanic areas, they pay attention to our music. So you got to find your pocket, but it seems like our music finds the pockets for us, and we just go and do what it is. Right, exactly, exactly.
And do you have any, or can you say your name?
Well, pretty much he's been modest. He's the 808 king. He started 808.
You want your name?
DJ Chef Tim, top chef. I'm actually a chef. I graduated in culinary school, but I go way back.
Eats well when you're on the road.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, but this is the situation. I'm pretty much his protege. You know, he was actually on the turntables. I was actually a fan. I actually listened to his first record. I was actually DJing and doing the stuff too, but he was in California when I was in North Carolina. So eventually we linked up when I moved to Miami.
How long ago was that?
About 10 years
About 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I became his protege. I told him, you know, how much that I admired what he did with the music of 2 Live, because that's all I bought was 2 Live Crew records and played the 2 Live Crew records when I did my parties. And he was like, he just started showing me different stuff, you know. The rest is history, man. I mean, I'm the DJ for the group now.
Yeah.
So.
How old are you?
I'm 55 now, man. No. 49.
Oh, okay.
I'm old school. I remember all this stuff, man.
I'm the same age.
Yeah.
You look like you're a kid, so I wasn't sure if you're
I mean, some people take care of themselves. Some people take care of themselves, man. You know, that's what we do.
I just didn't know.
Yeah.
But did you have a radio back in the day?
I had one like this.
The Lasonic?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just like this.
Nice.
And I ended up pawning it, and I never got it back out. I'm just telling the truth, but what happened?
Hey, sometimes times are hard, right?
Yeah, it's very hard at that time.
Yeah. That's rough, man.
Yeah, I should have kept it, man, knowing what I know now.
Yeah. Yeah, they made a lot of them, man. They're around. I mean, you can find those on eBay.
Yeah, probably try to get another one, man. But definitely, man, I became, he made me the official 2 Live Crew DJ
incredible.
For the millennium. Now we're going into a whole nother millennium with it.
Yeah.
And just keeping the legacy going.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That, you know, bands have got to keep going. Obviously, people are showing up.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to get out there and spin them, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. And were you making mixtapes back in the day?
Yeah, I did mixtapes.
Yeah, you did.
But, you know, this is a North Carolina hip-hop scene, like with Petey Pablo, Kelly Rushes, you know, a lot of the local scene in North Carolina.
Okay.
You know, see, we didn't really get no big records like Miami or California and stuff like that.
Big cities.
So, you know,
Yeah.
But we did some noise, but we learned a lot.
And
So now,
you were recording your own music on your radio?
yeah.
Okay. And distributing it that way?
Yeah, so, and I knew I wanted to do this type of stuff, so I had to move from North Carolina to Miami. That's when I connected with DJ Mr Mixx,
Okay.
and things are,
So you've been together a long time?
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Oh,
we've
you've
been
been
doing
doing this a long time?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you just got into it here recently.
oh no, we've been doing it for a while,
I'm glad.
definitely.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys' time.
Yeah,
I know
we
you- I know
appreciate
you
you.
gotta